Hello YouTube, how you doing? It's your boy Troy. Once again with sports talk and etc. etc. We're gonna get right to it. Just watched two incredible games, man, for Super Wildcard weekend to kick the week off. So let's get into it. And before I start, remember, drop your comments. We can have a discussion about the game or whatever. And like I said, if there's anything I need to improve on this channel, which I'm pretty sure it's a lot, I'm just getting started. I'm humble and I love positive critiques, something that can help me build and grow this into whatever it needs to be. So make sure you drop the comments below. Everybody's welcome. Just always make sure you stay respectful. No cursing. It's my two top rules. Anyhow, when I look at the first game, man, it really, both of the predictions kind of went as I thought. Really, the score was higher than I thought, but same results. If you watched the other video before, Carolina shocked me, man. I got a lot of respect for Carolina, seeing how they balled out today. They had a 14-point deficit, and everybody, I already knew what everybody was thinking. Oh, well, yeah, this is what we thought was going to happen, yada, yada. And they stormed back. They storm back, man, and they make a game of it. They even take the lead. I think, in the fourth quarter, they took the lead, 24-20. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. Rams make a lot of mistakes, a lot of drops, punt block, interception by Matthew Stafford, things like that, things of that nature. And almost gave this game to Carolina, almost gave it away to them. And I mean, for the way I see Carolina just stick with it and fight, and I think it's really good for that organization so they continue to have something to build on. Bryce Young is a stud. He's starting to learn, and he's starting to play a lot better. The running game didn't do what I thought it would do, but, Bryce Young really showed me something, man. He showed me he got the grit, and, he doesn't get a lot of credit for this, but his ball placement is getting a lot better. I like his accuracy in some of these pinpoint passes, that he's getting, that he's delivering right on the money. He doesn't have superior weapons. I like McMillan and Coker. I think, them is two main guys he likes to throw the ball to. They're doing well, and they're gonna have something to build on next year. But I just wish they would have. Man, I wish they would have put it away. That would have been. Man, that would have been a heck of a storyline for Carolina, man, to come through there. They had Cam Newton in there, man, pounding on the, beating the drum and all that, man. It was a very nice thing to see, man. And I like the fight that Carolina put up, but Matthew Stafford, of course, man, he's been there, done that. He's been in these situations time and time again. He looked calm. He looked collected. It looked like something that. It almost looked like he wanted to be in that situation where he wanted to be the one to close the game out. And when I see him play, Matthew Stafford, man, when I see what he's grown into, I mean, he's been in this league 17 years, and that's what big time players do. You go down there and you win it. Devontae Adams played well and cool. I think he had like 111 yards or something like that. A lot of big catches, things of that nature. Just all around a good team effort, man. But do I see them making a Super Bowl? I really don't. I'm more so, I'm kind of leaning towards Seattle. I think it's gonna be hard for anybody to beat them up there, but we'll see. As long as you got a quarterback like Stafford, you got an opportunity. You got a chance. Great game, a thriller. But man, I wish Carolina would have pulled it off, man. It would have been nice. Then again, it would have made me wrong on my picks, but I'm cool with that either way. I don't gamble or nothing, so I don't really have no dog in the fight. All right, so let's move on to the Packers and the Bears. Thriller. Two good games to start this week out with, but the Packers and the Bears, I'm talking about nothing could go right. Nothing could go right in the first half for the Bears. And Ben Johnson, I guess he had turned into Dan Campbell, going for it on fourth down in all kind of odd situations. I think he only converted one, like one of the first four that he went for. And they couldn't really do anything right in the first half, man. And I'm gonna say this: when I looked at them, it looked like they was moving the ball pretty okay. So it was. I don't think Green Bay was doing anything significant on defense. Really, you had some drops here and there. You had some people, you know. You had a couple calls where they called some passes incomplete. I think they should have been like fumbles or something. Should have retained the possession or whatever. But that is what it is. But my takeaway from that is just two halves. And really, to be honest, the way that this team has been playing, as I said in the video earlier that I posted, Chicago impressed me. Even in some of the losses, they could easily be. I think they were 11-6. They could have easily been 13-4 or 14-3, maybe. They got I think 6 fourth quarter comebacks, 7 now. But I think they had 6 of those to start off with this year, man. And the Bears, they kind of started slow, and this is what they do. They play 4 quarters of football, and they really don't worry about what struggles they had within the game and things of that nature. Green Bay had too many opportunities to put this game away. The kicker left. I think he left maybe about 7 points off the board, right there. He left 7 points off the board. They lost by 4. And, with Green Bay not being able to just get a consistent pass rush with Parsons being out, man, I think that's where they kind of lose this game because, once the Bears settled in, made some adjustments, and I got to give the Bears defense credit. They got it handed to them in the first half, but in the second half, man, they tightened up, they buckled up, man, and they just really got after. Dennis Allen made some great adjustments. And, they were bringing more pressure, kind of mixing a little bit between the zone and the man coverage and things like that. And they really brought it home, man. And, they took a beat. They gave up some yards. They gave us some, big chunk plays. And, they're not going to go no further than that if they continue to do that. The more that they move on, they got another home game, which is good for them. That was good for them getting the number 2 seed. You get another home game, And, but if this team continues to play, look, when you're a team that can sit up there and come back from behind like that, they were down 18 points and they erased it. You can, the sky's the limit for you. Do I think they headed to a Super Bowl? No, I don't think they are either. But when you got somebody playing like that, man, and Caleb Williams, I got to give him credit. He stuck with it all game long. He's young. This is his first playoff game. He could have folded, but he didn't. He stuck with it. He kept on, he just kept on slinging that thing, man, and he did his thing. He did his thing, man. I'm looking at the accuracy on some of these throws that he made, some of these things he's making off balance. Probably had to play through some pain after he kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit. That's some grit and some grind, man. I got to give Caleb Williams his props. He did his thing. And then the one thing I admired about the Bears is they stuck to their identity. They had to throw it a lot because they were behind, but every now and then they would make sure they ran the football to make sure that the defense had to honor that some way, somehow. They kept running the football, and that was the difference to me. That was one of the differences. Green Bay couldn't really establish no run. They just wanted to airmail it all over the place, probably because what they seen on film, because this Bears team does give up a lot of yards. Like I said before, they turn the ball over, but they do give up a lot of yards. And I think that's what Green Bay held their hat on. The defense stymied Jacobs. I didn't really see him be able to get anything going, but the Bears stuck with their game plan, were able to, and I like what Ben Johnson has done. He has put Caleb Williams back under center more than ever than he was in college, but I think that helps him with his drop back game instead of just having the ball in shotgun so much. And, them running the football has helped with that. And the system that he's got in place is working in Chicago. They started the game off slow and things of that nature, but it really came to pass, man. But yeah, Bears, they played well, and they really did something they had been doing all year, but I didn't think they would be able to overcome this lead in this situation. I'm glad they did because it made my pick correct again. I did pick the Bears in a close one, and, the points might have been off, but, Yeah, they did their thing, man. I didn't think they was gonna be able to overcome it being down 18 points, and Jordan Love doing this thing. It looked like they were unstoppable at first, but that's always been my thing with Jordan Love, man. I like watching him play. He's a good quarterback, but sometimes when you need him to just nail something home, he just can't get it done. You up 18 points, you got to find a way to close that deal. You have to find a way to close that deal. And they had too many 3 and outs and stuff to start the first half because and by them doing that, they gave Chicago too much time to climb back into the game because really, to be honest, in the third quarter, it's not like Chicago went down there and started scoring touchdowns. They got 2 field goals first. They got field goal after field goal. Then they finally punched one in. It's 21-16. Then you look up and Green Bay scores, and they really, they wasn't really trying to take time off the clock. They just airmailing the ball, and when you do that, you get these incompletions, and you stopping the clock. You helping them run the football. Run the football. I kind of thought that's what LaFleur's system was run off of, but I could tell they clearly wanted to just air it out today, and I think that was they downfall, man. A lot of mismanagement of the clock. The clock is your friend when you're up. Now, I'm not saying you got to be conservative, but hey, run the ball. Run the ball. Get the ball to that beast back there and let him work. Well, that's my analysis on the game pretty much from what I saw. I'm looking forward to 3 games tomorrow. I think we got the Bills and the Jaguars, we got the 49ers and the Eagles, and we got my guys, New England and Chargers, to cap the night off. I'm not worried about them other 2 games. Make sure y'all tune in at 7 and see my boys. I'm just joking. Make sure y'all tune in, man. And like I said again, I love you all. And if you got anything you think I could do better, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let's talk football. Let's talk trash. Let's get it. Y'all have a good night.